I have a pretty expensive product today for review, the CubeThinker i35, a 650 laptop that competes not only with the Xiaomi Air 12 both last gen and current gen, but also with the Surface laptop as well. The CubeThinker has to prove itself as a very good device before I would recommend to anyone purchasing a $650 item, so let's get right into it. The build quality here is impeccable. The body is made out of magnesium alloy and it feels incredibly premium and sturdy as well. It is a bit heavy, clocking in at 3.5 pounds or 1.6 kilograms, so it's definitely not light. You cannot open the laptop with just one hand, which is something I prefer. You see some significant bezel around the screen. It's not too bad, but it's definitely not close to bezel-less. The keyboard is made of plastic. It's not the highest quality, but the feel of the keyboard is definitely acceptable. I can type quite easily on this laptop. I didn't see any issues here. The trackpad is nice and spacious, and there is a fingerprint scanner in the top left, which is pretty rare to see on a laptop, and it works well. The trackpad works fine. It's accurate. Two-finger scrolling is not as good as I would want it to be, but it still works well enough to use on a daily basis. I don't have very many complaints about the build quality. It's a little big, and that's about it. The display here is awesome. I have not seen a better laptop display than this so far. I'm sure there will be some, but I personally have not laid eyes on those particular ones. The screen is so pixel dense that you cannot distinguish individual pixels, and the color reproduction is just incredible. Show anyone high-res photos of anything and their jaws will hit the floor. Max brightness tops out at around 450 nits, which is usually going to be way too bright for you. I usually have it set to 25 to 50% max brightness. Overall, no complaints about the display, well except for one, the minimum brightness is still pretty bright. The touchscreen is pretty sensitive as well, and it takes my finger as well as N-Trig styluses. There are no speaker grills, but the speakers are located above the keyboard, and the audio volume is not bad. It's pretty loud, but in terms of quality, it is not the best. It's lacking in bass. Have a listen for yourself. In my opinion, the battery life here is the weakest link. The battery not only has the power of the Kaby Lake Core M, but also the super high resolution and super bright Surface screen that is also a touch screen. The result is a max of 6 hours of screen on time. I could squeeze out 7 hours at 25% brightness, but that's about it. Battery life here is definitely not enough for me. Hopefully it's enough for you if you not look elsewhere. The CubeThinker comes with full legit Windows 10, and performance in basic tasks is great. Microsoft Word, email, Windows Store apps, browsing the web, all these run very smoothly on the combination of the SSD, 8GB of RAM, and the Kaby Lake processor. You can do some heavier stuff on this laptop like video editing. I tried Premiere and it honestly works pretty well for 1080p. Editing 4K gets pretty choppy though, and rendering 4K takes forever on this laptop as well. Don't even try rendering anything that high resolution. Gaming wise, the laptop can game at 1080p. You can actually game at the native resolution as well if you lower some settings, only in certain games though. I could play some pretty intense games at native resolution at decent frame rates like Call of Duty and League of Legends. The laptop does get pretty hot when doing intense stuff. It gets pretty close to dangerously hot, but the Core M starts throttling down at that point. It's fanless, so no active cooling either. Wi-Fi speeds are a little bit weird, Bluetooth is fine, and the USB ports can transfer stuff pretty fast. The webcam works fine, but it's not a great one either. I absolutely love using the CubeThinker here, and I'm almost certain that I will use this as my daily driver, replacing my Xiaomi Air 12. If you are looking for a good laptop from China, Xiaomi is now not your only choice, but the Cube is on par, or even better depending on where your priorities lie. I definitely highly recommend this laptop. Thanks for watching, be sure to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.